Hello, I'm transmitting today from the foothills of the Rocky Mountains at Mount Sugarloaf, and incredible opportunity to be on retreat in nature and reconnect with my own spirit and cleanse and purify and find out what is next for me in the chapters of my life, and to get to pour tea and share jinkies with some dear family here. Um, and today we're working with GK62, which moves from intellect to the gift of precision to the city of impeccability. And in the Bagua, we're looking at the mountain underneath and the thunder, the lightning above. This is an amazing contemplation for me. It's a contemplation of some powerful opposites and what their dynamic tension is together and what their synergy can be together. It's amazing to be here in the mountains in this amazing pristine air and the stillness and the silence and the vastness of the keeping still mountain that we've been working with over each of these keys, the mountain of appreciation, of pausing into this moment and appreciating what is, to allowing the discomfort to be a portal deeper into the moment, into this present moment. And the thunder, right? We've just introduced this lightning element, the arousing thunder of awakening, of initiative, this electrical energy that's alive as the thunder rolls across the mountains. There is this incredible energy that we can tap into, this awakening energy, rooted in the keeping still mountain. So in the shadow, the intellect is the agitation when we feel stressed, the restless electrical energy, the impulses of the mind to try and fix the situation, that uses facts and details. This in the I Ching, this is called preponderance of the small, the overwhelming power of the small. So those tiny little details of life, they can either be a great teaching, like this blossoming of this flower, of the bees as they move, as the jellyfish as they swim, these tiniest little creatures of the ants as they move, they teach us something profound about life. Or we get lost in the details, we get lost in these minute, mundane issues. And the intellect is the shadow here. It's this mind that tries to use that to actually avoid the depth of feeling that the mountain of the heart is wanting to open to. So when we feel stressed from something in our life, there's this agitation that can emerge, and the mind may hook into that and try to use logic and reason, and it's not that those are bad, those aren't shadows in themselves, but where are we coming from when we try to explain, fix, try to divide reality into categories that make sense to the limited mind instead of opening to the vastness. In the Jinkies, the programming partner, the underlying cause is psychosis and intellect and psychosis, right? The vastness of being completely ungrounded, completely delusional, completely lost in the Maya, or being so focused that we collapse our energy into something so crystallized and stagnant. So the thunder is here to awaken energy. We've been practicing this mountain so that we're rooted when the thunder of new energy comes, when the catalyzing change, when crisis comes, when challenge emerges in our life. It's an awakening medicine. So do we get reactive and need to quickly get out of the uncomfortable situation? Or do we let restraint teach us when initiative is proper, when and how resistance. When I feel resistant to something in my life, it doesn't always mean it's a no. Fear doesn't always mean it's a no. There's healthy restraint to pause, to listen to what is most beneficial in this moment. But resistance and stress can be a great doorway to liberation, to truth, to exactly the right step. So the gift of precision, of using the incredible intelligence of the mind, but not just the masculine, logical, linear mind, but the feminine timing of harmony and listening, can make precision, can make the poetry flow. to provide initiative, that acupuncture needle into the world, the giving of our heart in a true way, in a pristine way, in an impeccable way that emerges from the restraint and the appreciation of the heart. This is what's so powerful about the ability to bridge the mind, the heart, the body, the belly, the bones, the blood, the very vibrational intent of our cells. If we're not reacting to the situation, but at the same time, this hexagram has a profound way to beneficially sculpt the information around you into its most precise, pristine truth. And sometimes, when we're really, truly rooted in an unattached way, we can say the perfect thing to help someone else or help ourselves. The precision of art is to move the heart into a more precise, clear way of thinking, of feeling, of being. The initiative, the lightning bolt of change, rooted in the pause and appreciation and embodiment, deep listening and patience, and impeccability, awakening through stillness. The mind no longer, more than the mind, the self, no longer needs to race through the mind to find that sanctity, right? The programming partner of sanctity. Impeccability is an authentic, true being. Doesn't mean we're always perfect. In fact, a lot of times when we're truly heartfelt, authentic in our communication, that may trigger a lot of shadow out of another person. To learn to care deeply for people and not give a blank. It's important to voice our truth. And there's this power of this ring of no return of once we speak our spell into the universe, once it's out there, it's out there. So we must be mindful, careful, restraint of that initiative so that the lightning emerges from a very balanced, integral place. And impeccability is the awakening ripples of that thunder the clap of heaven as it just rattles the sky, rolling over those keeping still mountains, those patient mountains of truth. Impeccability is, the preponderance of the small, the overwhelming, profound power of the small. The smallest detail, impeccability in how we carry ourselves and how we wash our bodies or set our altar or create our work in the world. The words that we choose to use to speak to our children when we need to help them grow in a way that's, to learn through these cycles. And we don't always do it perfect, but if it's from an authentic, heartfelt place, that's the magic. And no one else will ever have the wisdom that you have. The wisdom that I have is unique, but it's a living wisdom that is universal, this cosmometry, this code of the holographic universe. I've been contemplating this weekend because psychosis, we are so out of control of all of reality, there is no way we could comprehend, but a pure moment of authentic awareness reveals the geometry, the perfection, the harmony, that is way beyond what we could create with the mind only, or that we could create alone. I want to close this transmission with this concept of sovereignty that I've been really deeply studying. Sovereignty, that mountain of sovereignty, of stability, and that lightning power of when we can speak. Where are we coming from when we speak to others, when we engage with others? Because sovereignty is being at ease with all that is. Dissolving the charge when someone provokes us, right? From last week, when someone is challenging us, or because of our actions, we feel like we may hurt someone, or they may feel like they were hurt by us. We have to be in constant dialogue because true sovereignty does not have the luxury of making choices alone. We are interdependent. We do make impact to everything and everyone through the choices that we make, through the way that we walk through this world. But to be authentic, to truly keep touching into the heart, bridging the heart and the mind and the belly, and acting from that sovereignty, including sharing what we need or sharing what we see, but not as a poking, as that lightning bolt that's agitated. It uses anger. It's uncomfortable, so it tries to change the situation, versus pausing into that moment and allowing the dragon to move effortlessly from that center of being. The feminine wisdom of timing. It may not be in the timing that we think it's supposed to be, but the effortless truth that emerges and will emerge, whether we like it or not. So we get comfortable with being uncomfortable, being at ease with all that is, and dissolving the charge, the electrical charge. When we're uncomfortable, when we're not grounded, the electricity can kill us. It's suffering, it's painful, it's obliterating to all the places of resistance that say, no, I want to stay who I am. I want to be safe in this stagnant, comfortable place that I'm in. No, the lightning is here to change the moment. But if we're grounded, if we let that conduit all the way through the earth, through the mountain, we do not get harmed. We become a channel, a vessel for the intensity of life to pour through us. It's just sensation. I burned myself so bad last night, and it's just sensation. Care for the body, but the pain, the suffering, it stems from the mind. It's a resistance. It's the resistance that creates suffering. It's just sensation. And I say that with care. There's a lot we have to navigate as individuals through each step of our life. None of this is perfect wisdom for any of you. I've had to already face the fear of what I say triggers people, and I get interesting messages and comments and things that are challenged, and I really, honestly, authentically am only sharing my life and how the wisdom moves through me, how the wisdom has been revealing itself to me, and what I practice every day to the best of my ability. That's my aspiration for impeccability. To root in myself, in my sovereign being. And when I hear the call of the thunder, to sing out to the world, not to change or fix anything, but to ripple out the blessings of my life, the blessings of revelation and awakening that occur for me and my own being and my family and my community, with great hope that those with hearts open and ears to hear will find the medicine that they need in that moment, and then share their medicine with the world, and their precision and their poetry and their art and their dance, and the way that you raise your children and the way that you solve issues in your everyday life. These small, mundane details do not need to be our cage. They are doorways to liberation. So, blessings from the mountain of Sugarloaf, from the foothills of the Rockies, from these great, majestic trees and bright, wide open skies. May you find magic and miracles in your day-to-day. May you soften the control that the mind sometimes wraps around our heart and our soul. But celebrate the mind. Celebrate the brilliance of wisdom. Not just knowing and facts. The encyclopedia that is a living library. Not data being stored and categorized and always understood as exactly what it is. There's a power to naming things. There's a power to classifying our patterns. That's why the Gene Keys works. That's why the I Ching works. That's why these technologies are here, because we can find these words that have power beyond themselves, and we can name them. Name those patterns of psychosis in your life. Name those patterns of intellect, of where you get stuck in your mind. We are pure beings. We are infinitely spacious and simple and true. And by naming the patterns that are keeping us in locked cycles, we have the opportunity to breathe back into that natural happiness, that natural spaciousness. I hope that this enlivens something for you. It certainly feels amazing for me to just get to speak my heart again. So thank you to all of those that have been supporting this mission. I'm excited that over time these words will become another book or an app or something. But I just appreciate this opportunity to transmit, to speak to you, to my friends, to my family, to people I've never met. May your life be blessed. May we all find happiness and freedom. Rooted in appreciation, the thunder moves our being to something new. Bless.